It's good, YouTube. Cardfight V here. Aqua Life, baby. You already know how it is. So, I know I'm late again. I meant to post my Max Rarity Aqua Force deck profile last week. I think I wanted to post that on Friday, but I ended up doing some overtime hours at work on Friday because somebody needed something and it took over an hour for me to complete it. I didn't leave work till 30 minutes after I'm supposed to go. And then Saturday had locals, because I got home and I crashed. Saturday had locals. Sunday I had to work graduation commencement. So, and then when I got home from that, I like literally just crashed out because it's just been, my days have been pretty, the whole Friday thing kind of messed up everything I wanted to do as far as what I need to do this weekend. However, I will be making that deck profile probably sometime tonight, and it should be up either later tonight or tomorrow morning on Tuesday. So I guess for this video I want to give you guys a locals report. I took Aquaforce to locals. I wanted to clean up some stuff from last week, work on a few different attack patterns, and just kind of get in some practice. I know the Bermuda's released this weekend, so I kind of wanted to test my mettle against Bermuda's, but nobody really had a complete deck. Not that that factored in any, because I didn't play against Bermuda at locals. So going forward, round one I played against Angel Feathers. The matchup was more or less annoying for the fact that he hit a lot of damage triggers, as far as, between Metatron healing off damage and then him hitting damage triggers on the back end, really kind of prolonged the game longer than I wanted to have it. I ended up having to survive double hospital in a game. Well, he hospitaled me twice throughout one game. Then I survived hospital again in game 2, but I was able to beat him 2-0. It was just a tough matchup overall in terms of me being able to put on damage and then sustain, because Metatron, plus the fact that he actually didn't see his draw PGs till late game, and I think like 2 or 3 of them hit the damage zone. So he was able to get that off and further protect himself. But I eventually got him to 5 and then pressured him on down. Then my attack patterns were really nice that game, taking out his rears, and so either forcing him a lot of times to commit more from his hand on poking it out, and then swinging on him with some nice attacks to the Vanguard. He did let Maelstrom restand a few times, so there was that. Round 2 played against Narukami. That was pretty quick. I mean, game 1 I won. Game 2 I lost purely because on his restand play, he hit a crit, then he restood, and then hit another crit, and I was at 5 damage, a lot faster than I needed to be. Couldn't really guard it, and my hand was kind of like chock full of grade 3s, so it was pretty hard for that one. Made it interesting, but not interesting enough that I wanted it that I had a chance. And when I did go for like one of my final push plays in game 2, it just wasn't enough. Beginning, my back was against the wall majority of the game. But game 3 I secured it. I was able to set the pace and keep things going. Maelstrom was a little bit more, I kind of made Theo look to be a little bit more threatening, especially with Maelstrom. So Theo Maelstrom, he can't touch he can't touch Theo behind my Vanguard. So Theo was definitely making some nice plays when you let the second attack hit, and then you have a lot more to guard for the third and fourth battle. So it was definitely I kind of worked that one in my favor as well. So I won that 2-1. And then round 3, which was actually the last round, I mean, we started off with 16 people. Don't know why we only had 3, but we had 3 rounds. played against Neo Nectar. That was probably the what I would consider to be one of my more hard matchups of the day. I haven't had a good streak against Neo Nectars this format. Just been really just trying to figure out what I need to do against them. But game one, I was stuck on Riptide all game. Enough said there. I ended up losing. I made it interesting, but you know, I saw two Maelstroms in damage. Naval Gazer was nowhere to be found. It was really bad. Game two, I was able to come back. My title, Algo's turn 2 rush play, I put him up to, I believe, 3 or 4 damage. Yeah, about 3 or 4 damage on my turn 2 rush play, so that was really good. You know, just getting in there with those two guys, getting the damage early. So then when I rode into my Maelstrom turn, you know, I was, you know, able to really just secure the game there, just being able to just finish off the pressure. And then game three was a lot of back and forth. You know, he stayed around 3 to 4 damage because I would push him to 4, he'd heal back down to 3. I push him to 4, heal back down to 3. You know, and this happened several times. Or push him to 4 at 4 damage, he'd hit a crit trigger, and then he'd be able to block everything. Then come back and he hit a heal trigger. I mean, it just came back and forth. But you know, the way I was attacking him, I was getting rid of his board. He didn't see Cecilia until like the last 2 turns of the game or so. But I was able to, you know, eventually push him to 5. You know, fighting through those defensive trigger, you know, those multiple turns of defensive triggers. Was able to push him to 5, and then, you know, was able to, you know, get, you know, I rode an extra Maelstrom, got another Excel Circle, and then I made, you know, just a one final push in. You know, every attack was lethal, so I didn't exactly care about the order in which attacks I was going, because I wanted to get the smaller pokes out there first. Since he had no interceptors, I wanted to get the smaller pokes out there first, and then, you know, go in for, you know, the bigger hits, kind of just force him to, you know, it got to a point where it's like, you know, he only had 1 card left in his hand, and I had 2 attacks. So swing with the smaller one first, see if he, you know, guards that or not. Because if he hit a heal on 6, if he no guarded, hit a heal on 6, he probably would have been able to guard the smaller attack. But I left it for a card that, you know, would hit the you know, at least a matching number or above. Was able to do that and secure the game there. But I ended up winning that 1-2-1, so I got first place at locals with Aquaforce and did it 3-0. Pretty good day. Was glad that we, you know, I took them out and they were able to do some good work. To be honest, that whole day I felt really good about the plays I was making. I felt really good about, you know, my attack formations. My guarding efficiency was up there as well, you know, especially knowing the matchup, like against Angels. I held on to my heal triggers best I could. You know, I tried to guard, you know, pretty scarcely because I was waiting for the inevitable hospital turn. But yeah, I felt like that day I played really well. Narukami was probably, that one game against Narukami, I really just couldn't do much of anything. But other than that, felt pretty, you know, I think I did pretty well with Aquaforce. I enjoyed the way I played if I were to assess my own performance with Aquaforce. But there's that. Like I said, either tonight or tomorrow morning, you will have a max rarity Aquaforce deck profile out. I think tomorrow morning for the stream, we might get Grand Blue or D Police. I feel like we're gonna get some. I feel like we're gonna get a triple rare or something for D Police. So this might be a D Police stream. Then next week we'll get Grand Blue, and then probably the following week before the set releases, we will get Aquaforce, and we'll see what Glory does. So fingers crossed for the rest of the support that we get. Looking forward to it. Almost time. All right, Cardfight King, Aqua Life baby, we out.